Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of Let's Build Allure Hills. And before we start building something in this episode, I just wanted to show you real quick what I did on the entrance area. I did this off camera, but I'm really proud of it and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I want to thank one person in particular, because he was a big help, and that person is Fog. He is a great Planet Coaster player and he mostly streams on Twitch, so be sure to check that out, links in the description down below. But he did an amazing job on putting something on the workshop, which is something that I've been waiting for some while for people to create something like that, and that's custom fonts. And he basically made a font which is very it's very posh in a sense. It's very elegant in a way, and that fits really well with the logo I had in mind, and you have been seeing on the screenshot that I posted on Twitter and shared as well before with the logo. And that's basically the logo of the park, and I always wanted to add it to the entrance area of the park, and now because of he made that font and he released it on the workshop, I was able to actually create one. So here it is. It's the name of the park, Allure Hills, on top of or at front of the entrance. And as you can see, this is starting to look like something in the entrance area. I will mostly work on this area off camera. I might do an episode on it when it's finished or almost finished and we're finishing up with details or something. But it's mostly going to be off camera work because yeah, that's just the way I like it. So yeah, Fog, thank you so much for releasing that font on the workshop. Be sure to check it out if you haven't already, and also be sure to check out his Twitter page and his workshop, because he has some amazing projects. Something else I wanted to show you is the main street. I got some comments on Shy Guys World when I dropped the first episode on the street, that the path was a bit too shiny, and I got a comment from Flying Dutchman 7 where he addressed that it was a little bit too shiny, and if I wanted to go with an asphalt look, which I wanted to, that I should use or try to use the windows that I used as for the walls as well. So that's what I did, and this is the outcome. Let's get a closer look actually. So it's basically the back of the windows paved in black, and it actually looks really good. And I tried to, because I looked at the real life park of Buena Vista Street in in California Adventure, and they also, it looks very similar. So they have got the asphalt, and then they've got around the tram track they got like bricks, and so I did that. So the underground is just bricks. And if you can see over here, it's just bricks, and then over that is just some path cover, and this looks really good, and I think it's much better than it was before. So Flying Dutchman, thank you so much if you're watching this, and yeah, that's basically it. I'll go back in and fix that, because that's not right. I think I missed that. Anyway, that's basically what I wanted to show you. In this episode we are going to work on this coaster, so let's jump into the time-lapse and I will see you there. coaster that you are seeing me building right now is very much inspired, or basically a copy of the Flight of the Hippogriff ride in the Universal Studio parks. And it, like I said, it's basically a copy of it, and in that way it's very similar. And actually, it's I named the ride itself also Flight of the Hippogriff just because it fits not nice in the area that this ride is going to be. Because this coaster, which is basically the first coaster that I built in for this park, and actually one of the first coasters that I really built off scratch, is going to be part of Mysteria. And Mysteria is one of the smaller parts or lands of the park, and it's basically very much inspired or very similar to the Mystic Point in Disneyland Hong Kong, but also features some things like this coaster from the Universal parks, the Harry Potter area. So it's basically just a simple kiddie coaster, and it's not much to it. It's very quickly built actually, because it's quite easy. I went in after riding the POV off camera to change some little things to get it closer and to the real ride and a bit more smoother. So the actual ride looks a bit better than this one, but since this ride is very similar to the Flight of Hippogriff ride in Universal Studios, and this ride being in the Mysteria area, the theming around it is going to be very simple. It's just going to be located in the bush, or the forest area, I should say, of this park, and the foliage around it is very similar to the one in, again, the Mystic Point area in Disney Hong Kong. So it's a bit tropical, so you'll see that with some palm trees and stuff like that I will add in a few seconds. But this is also a part of the park which is a little bit mystical in a sense. So the foliage isn't really realistic or anything. It's just like tropical with a little bit of hints to the dense North American European influence. I don't know, because we don't really have too much tropical foliage or anything, or that really goes well with the theme, or like the smaller tropical plants. We don't really have that, so I wanted to go with something a little bit of a mix, and that turned out this way, and I really like it. So yeah. So the basic idea behind this ride and the theming around it's very simple actually. It's just a little bit of a outpost in the mansion or area of the mansion, which I'll explain in a little bit. But so yeah, so the station isn't really themed or anything. It's just like a barn or something, and the Hippogriff escapes from it. I don't know. It's just let your imagination run wild on that one. But yeah, this as this is being very similar to the Mystic Point area, of course there is going to be the Mystic Manor ride in this, albeit with a different theme and dark ride and ideas behind it, but the style and the idea behind it is very similar. So, and you will see that in real life part in after this time lapse as well, that I already built the Mystic Manor, and it's very close to the original. I'm very happy with it. So, but again, there's no recording of it, so yeah, I'm sorry, but it's very similar. So we've got the this area is, like I said, is one of the smaller areas. So this is basically this park basically has only a few rides. So we've got the Mystic Manor Dark ride, the car ride, which you saw a glimpse of in a second ago, and then of course this coaster. And then there will also be a restaurant, very similar to the Explorer Club in Disneyland Hong Kong, which you could see the blueprint of in the back, which we start working on in a couple of episodes, I believe, or I hope to do that actually. And yeah, that's basically it for this area. It's not much, but because it's so richly themed and so major with the dark ride itself, I thought it would be nice to have some to be a smaller area as well. So yeah, that's basically it. So what I'm going to do in the rest of this time lapse is just working on some details like the station, as you can see me working right here, and the foliage, which you have been seeing me doing before. So it's not that much, and I don't want to talk about it too much. So I'll put some music on and I will let you enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I will see you in a second in the real life part. So yeah, enjoy and see you in a second. Hey guys, and welcome back to the real life part of this video. We're gonna take a look at what we built, Flight of the Hippogriff of course, a bit of the layout, the theming around it, the foliage, but also gonna take a look at the actual area of Mysteria, because we haven't really explored it so far. So yeah, let's take a look. Starting at Flight of the Hippogriff. So this is basically the entrance of it with the logo and the height measurements. It's not much to it. Like I said in the time-lapse, the foliage is it's a bit a mix between tropical and a bit more dense forest. It's not much. I'm not thinking of anything really theming wise, maybe some lost treasures or something, but not much else. Just some rock work and some more foliage and stuff like that. Not that much of theming. In a sense. So over here we've got, this is basically layout, and like I said, my camera is flipping right now. So like I said, it's just a small family coaster. It's not one of the standard Vekoma, I believe, models the Flight of the Hippogriff uses. It's just a plain simple, not too much to it layout actually. And then over here we've got the theming. Again, not much to it, not much detail or anything to it. It's just a nice little building actually. But yeah, so that's basically Flight of the Hippogriff, the coaster. So we've got some seating areas around it, so that's just basically it. Some more foliage. But one thing that because this is just a little part of Mysteria, and the big part is on the other side. Because this is the first thing you notice when you walk in over here, because this is the entrance from the Westria area. You can also visit it or enter it via the main streets, San Vicente Boulevard, and you can go in through here. And the first thing that you notice is the Mystic Manor building itself. We're gonna take a close look at it because, as I said in the time-lapse, it's basically a copy, or at least inspired by, the Mystic Manor ride in Disneyland Hong Kong. And yeah, so it's basically a copy, and I am really proud of it. It's very close to the real thing. It's also very to scale. That sort of sense. I couldn't really find any measurements or how tall the building is, but it's very close to scale, and I really like how it turned out. So yeah, that's basically this one, and this is going to be not a dark ride in the park. Very close to the idea behind the Mystic Manor in real life, just a little bit different story, different IDs, but the concept is the same. So the house comes to life a little bit, or something like that. So yeah, we've got that going on over here, and then we also have the outside queue, which we're gonna work on some more in the next episode. And then over here is another little building, or actually, yeah, just one building. But so we've got the exit of the future dark ride over here. So we're gonna go in and make a gift shop over here with an interior much like what we did in previous episode. Just this time it's a gift shop instead of a cafe, and some toilets. And this is going to be a rather big restaurant, sit-down restaurant, much like again what we did in the previous episode, and much like what is in the real life park as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to start working on it, especially on the interior. We're definitely going to make the interior for the gift shop. That's something I really want to do, but I'm not really sure if we are also going to do the interior for the restaurant. I have already laid out the plan I have, and it's very much a copy of the real restaurant, so with the different rooms and stuff and different themes. So I guess we are going to do that, but I'm not really sure if that's also going to happen. So we will have to wait and see if we're actually going to do that. Also depends a bit on the frame rate and stuff, because as you can see, just take a quick look, we are just 3 areas in, and there is a whole lot more to cover in this area of the park. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. But of course we are going to build the exterior of it in one of the future episodes, maybe the next one, maybe not, I'm not really sure yet. So yeah, you will see that when it happens. And to close this area off, we have this small kiddie ride, or car ride actually. It's not per se a kiddie ride, but it's the Mystic Point treasure route. And I'm going to change the Mystic Point because that's not what it should say. Let's do that right away actually. So this is going to be Mysteria. Oh my god, a real life building. Okay, I'm never going to do that again. So the Mysteria treasure route, is that spelled correct? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, never mind, I will change that if it needs to be changed. So this is just a small car ride where you basically explore a little bit of the area besides the mansion and just go by certain routes or something. So it's not too much actually. But yeah, that's basically the idea behind Mysteria. So, like I said, we have got two entranceway, one via Westria and the other one via the San Vincenzo Boulevard, or the extension of it, that is. And yeah, just the 3 little rides and the big gift shop. So it's one of the smaller, maybe even the smallest area of the park, but definitely one I'm very proud of and I'm very excited on working on some more. So yeah, that's basically it for this episode today. I would like to see you next episode, which is going to air, if everything goes well, next week. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to catch that one, and also be sure to follow me on Twitter for any future updates on the park, some little sneak peeks and some information on the videos at the park as well. If you have any questions, you can always reach me over there, so tweet me on my Twitter page, go to Shy Guys World for more pictures and information, and yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Enjoy the POV, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.